everyone, welcome to this full body reset. So depending on when you're watching this, we are in January of 2023 and I thought that was something my body is currently craving, is a little bit of a stretch and a move around. And I want that not just an upper body or a lower body, I want the full body. So I'm hoping that you feel the same way and that you enjoy this reset. So you might want to wear socks and like a long top because we're not going to be like exercising in our kind of usual way. And just want you to keep nice and warm. So we're going to start seated. So feel free to pause and go and grab yourself something. Start seated. I know this is not everybody's favorite position. You can sit however you want. You can stretch your legs out, or you could raise yourself up on a bolster, for example, or on a cushion, but that just helps you with that spine. So I'm just going to show you when you're seated so that you can have a nice tall spine. Okay, so completely up to you. Grab a cushion, grab a yoga block, grab whatever you need to sit. If it gets too uncomfortable, stretch your legs out, switch them over. We're going to start with our neck. So I want you to just relax your hands down. I'm going to show you also slightly from the side so that you can see what's happening with my spine. From here, we're going to just tilt our left ear to our shoulder and then draw it back to the center on an inhale. Nice and simple to start. So as if you're trying to shake something out of your ear, feeling the opposite side of your neck stretch, and then come back to the center. Over we go. If you're anything like me, one side will feel horrendous, the other side will feel okay. Stretching out. 2 more times. Over we go. Can you see I'm not enjoying this side. And over. We're going to just intensify that a little bit. So you're going to go to your first side hold. You're going to reach your opposite hand on top of your head, gently pull. You're going to reach the other hand away so you get this counteracting movement. Think of a piece of elastic, head is the top and your hand is the bottom, and you're stretching out that center. Keep reaching away. Draw back to the middle and switch sides. Over we go, reaching away, applying as much pressure as you can handle. Remember, it's your reset, nobody else's. Reaching away. And then drawing back to the center. Well done. From here, we're going to go for head rolls. So half head rolls, so we have a little pause in the center, and then your head dictates that roll. Can you see my shoulders want to get involved as well? So this microphone doesn't help. It looks like one side of me is really pulled down. Half head rolls only, please. Circle round to the middle, to the other side, and circle through the middle with a little pause, and to the other side. 2 more times. Circling. Good. And circling. Nice. Come to the center. Take a moment here, and then roll back up again. And find your seat. Good. Reach your hands down by your sides. You're going to reach them out, up, and interlace them behind the head. Press your head into your hands. Press your elbows open that little bit wider. Reach your arms out again. Hopefully you can feel more of a connection on your back, your shoulders on your back. And then bring those arms back down again, showing you from the side. Reaching up. Interlace the hands behind the head. Press those elbows open, gathering your abdominals a little. If you're anything like me and you like to shove those ribs forward at every opportunity, reach the arms out and bringing them back down again. Reach those arms out. Now a little change here. Hands stay on the head. We're going to shrug our shoulders up. As we drop them down, we open those elbows. Open the arms out and bring them back down. Reach the arms out and up, interlacing the hands behind the heads. Shrug of the shoulders and an inhale. Exhale, drop and press the elbows open. Reach the arms out and lowering down. 2 more times. Reach those arms out. Bring them back in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop and press those elbows. Feel the abdominals gathering in at that press. Open the arms and coming down. You've probably guessed we've moved from our neck to our shoulders, reaching up and in. Shoulders shrug up. As they drop down, we open the elbows. We reach the elbows wide. Bring the fingertips down and hold here. Good, well done guys. We're going to gather the elbows in here. So from where those fingertips were, gather the elbows, palms to the ceiling, and we're going to slide those hands in as if we were holding two tea lights on our palms. We open them out, squeezing our shoulders together, and then bring it back in. You'll see there's no space between my upper arms and my ribs. So I can probably just do that and I will feel nothing whatsoever. If I keep the elbows in, I have to really work the shoulders, in between the shoulder blades, squeezing them towards the spine and closing. Good, opening, squeezing, draw the abdominals in and closing. 2 more times, guys. Opening and closing. Last one, we're opening. Good. And closing. From here, reach your right hand across to your left knee. I hope this is mirroring. Reach the left hand behind you. Lift up and rotate. So we're working, moving down to our ribs now. Rotating, lifting, following with your eye line. Come back to the center and switch to the other side. So crossing that left hand over, reaching back, lifting up and around. So you're using your knee, try not to pull it too far towards you, using your knee in the floor to help that rotation. Come back to the center, reach your arms out to the side. We're going to rotate here now. So your ribs rotate round, your arms don't swing. Your arms are fixed on your shoulders, your ribs rotate round. When you feel you can't rotate any further, place your fingertips to the floor, push into the floor and find that rotation with the fixed point on the floor. Return and lift those arms. Exhale, rotate to the other side, keeping the arms glued into the shoulders, not moving them independently. Push the fingertips down now, glue the fingertips to the floor, push up and rotate. Good, draw it back to the center. Last movement in this rotation section, we bring our hands behind our heads. So we're adding weight now to our rotation, lifting up and around. We probably feel like we have hardly gone any distance at all. And we come back to the center, rotating to the other side. Good. And coming back to the center. Nod the head with the pressure of those hands. And just scoop in, finding another little bit of a back of the neck stretch and restack up to the center. Well done, we get to move out of this position. I'm going to keep my right leg in front and swing my left leg behind, showing you at the side. So you've got your shin in a horizontal line at the back, at the front, and your hip and your knee in a horizontal line at the back. You're going to bring your hands forward, resting on your fingertips. So we've moved from the head, shoulders, ribs, we're down to hips now, guys. So we're going to start by lifting our back knee, keeping our back foot on the floor. So really awkward, unsatisfying movement, and bring it back down again. Lift that knee and bring it back down again. 2 more times. Lifting and bringing it back down. Once more, feeling maybe your glutes switching on, lifting and bringing it back down. We're now going to leave our knee still and move our foot and ankle. So we lift, again, you feel your glutes switch on and lower. Hands are in front of us. We lift, we try not to just lean forward because that means, as you can see, it's just the whole shape moving forward. We're not actually getting into our hips. We're just staying in the same position and our body moving forwards and backwards. So lifting and lowering. One more time. Lifting and lowering. Now we're going to try and lift the whole leg up. We are going to move slightly forward now. It's impossible not to unless we've got amazing hips. So we're going to try and squeeze, that's it, and lower down. So you can see I was leaning slightly to the side as well. Try and squeeze and lower down. It's really intense in that hip. We squeeze and we lower And our last one, squeeze and lowering down. Okay, good guys. From here, we bring our hands behind us and we're just gonna switch side to side. That's it. Moving through our hips. Good. That's it. Swinging and getting a nice bit of freedom of movement. I'm going to just do a couple more. I'm going to move subtly over. You won't notice because we're then going to rest on the opposite side. So the opposite leg will be in front now. So hopefully that worked for you. So we've got our left leg in front now, our right leg behind. We bring those hands forward and we start with our knee lift. So 4 knee lifts and lowers. 3 knee lifts and lowers. 2 knee lifts and lowers. 1 more. Lifting, good. You let that knee drop to the floor, lift the back heel. Oh, it's very small and tight on this side. Lifting and lowering, good. 2 more. And last one. We try and lift the whole shape. Try and minimize that shift of weight. Try and get that hip to stay still. Can you just feel that you're really squeezing and working through the hip? I hope so. 1 more and lifting. Good, then we get the reward. Bring those hands back behind us and let's swing side to side again. Feels quite nice, I hope. Lovely. We'll do 4 more. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. You're going to bring your hands forward, your legs together, and you're going to find a 4-point kneeling position. I'm going to start completely horizontal to you so that you can see the shape of my spine. Then I'm going to move to the diagonal when we start to use the legs. Knees are hip distance apart. Wrists are shoulder distance apart. So they're not going to be exactly the same. Well, they might be, but it's unlikely that they will. We have a diagonal line from the back of our head to our hips. At the moment, mine is curved in my natural position, so I have to do a little tuck of the pelvis, a little push up from the floor to find that diagonal line. Really going to focus into the shins and into pressing that spine up between my shoulder blades. Then everything switches on. I feel nice and stable. I'm going to look at the space just in between my, just ahead, of my hands, making a triangle. With my hands, the base of the triangle, my vision is the peak of that triangle, the tip. I'm going to go into our little curved feeling here, starting from the pelvis. So we breathe in. As we exhale, we tuck the pelvis and lengthen the spine. Hopefully you can see that. We keep tucking, then we keep pushing and rounding the upper spine, looking back to the knees, letting the head go. We find that rounded shape. We pull out from both directions, hips and head back to neutral. So I don't want you to go to the opposite. I want you to stay in neutral. We inhale. Exhale, pelvis tucks first, so we get that length in our lower back. We push our spine up between our shoulder blades, nodding our heads, looking back to our thighs. Inhaling here. Exhale, pull the tips of the ears away from the tailbone, lengthening but keeping and gathering our abdominals in place, not letting them go. 2 more times. Inhaling. Exhale, tucking, remembering those anchor points, our shins and the palms of our hands, looking back to our thighs, and then lengthening out again. 1 more time. Tucking that pelvis, rolling our way up, and lengthening back out again before rocking your hips back to take a momentary child's pose. Peel your way up. You're going to bring your right leg forwards. Okay, I'm going to move back a little bit. That's it. And from here, we're going to lean into a long, low lunge for our hip flexor. So we're moving forward. As you can see, knee to hip is nice and diagonal. I often see people just lean forward here. There's nothing going on. We want that hip to open. So we're going to lean into it and come back again. If you want to put some extra padding underneath your back knee, if you're on a very thin mat like myself, then coming back. 2 more. So leaning into it. Last one. Lean into it and hold. Bring your fingertips down, but maintain that diagonal line, please. That might mean that you can't get your fingertips down. That's fine. Stay up on your knees. So I'm just adjusting for comfort, and so I can go that little bit further forward. You can see my knee is still over my ankle, so I'm really getting into my back hip flexor rather than just pushing forward and just taking my weight forward, really. What we want is that weight to be stretching out the back hip flexor, and maybe feeling it in the front inner thigh and hamstring as well. Breathe in here. Exhale it out. Good. Bring your right hand onto your right knee. Move your body up, but try and keep the diagonal. Slice your left arm up by your ear and stretch away, finding that diagonal line from your back knee to your fingertips. That's it. So we're lifting up and over, finding that nice side stretch in our ribs. So yes, we're moving on to the hips and the legs now, but we can still add intensity by using other areas. So we're getting that side stretch. Good. Calming back down. Bring those hands down again if you can. If not, keep them onto your thighs. You can also put a couple of books underneath your hands, as many as you need to get to that position. We're going to send the hips back, and you can stop here. Or if you've got the flexibility in your hamstrings, you roll the toes back and find that nice Achilles, calf and hamstring stretch. You might not look like me. You might not get the stretch by being where I am. You might get the stretch by being here or halfway or keeping that knee bent. Doesn't matter. You lean forward into the hip flexor stretch. You hinge at your knee, your hip flexor, and then curl those toes to get your hamstring, calf, and maybe even Achilles stretch. Depends what you're doing. Been doing a lot more running than normal, so this feels really nice in different areas, not just my hips. Rock back, curl the toes, sending it behind us, lovely. 2 more. Coming forward and rocking back, that's 1. Last time, coming forwards and rocking it back. Nice, you're going to come upright. You're going to draw your knee in a little bit closer so you're in these 90 and 90 degree angle. Then you're going to flip your back foot behind you, okay? So we're now open in our front hip, that back foot is on the floor. I'm going to step mine out a little bit. I know what's coming. You might want to step yours out a bit in a moment. We're going to lean into that knee. We're going for a bit of a side stretch. Again, you need the padding on that side and coming back up. So inner thigh. Just a little bit different, opening those arms and coming back. Open those arms out again and coming back 1 more time. Open and hold, just like we did in our hip flexor stretch. We come up and over, leaning our right hand onto our right knee, stretching that left arm forward. We circle the arm around and back we come. Stretch that leg out if you want to. Bend into it, up and over, circling around. Last time like this. Bend that knee up and over. This time as you circle around, you're going to bring your hands to the floor and stretch that front leg out. Come onto the inside of the foot and you're going to rock back and forwards into an inner thigh stretch. So you may not need to rock. You could just stay still. You don't need to get into it. Good. If you're not feeling too much, you could drop down onto your elbows and rock forwards and backwards here, finding that inner thigh. Lovely stuff. Good. Just a couple more. Well done. Now from here, you're going to bend this long leg and you're going to come to your frog stretch. I'm going to show you from the front. So we slide the knees out, we slide the shins out with us, and we stay forward, hips in line with our knees. I'll show you at the dead to the side. So we come out here, good. If we come here, we probably don't feel too much. We try and slide those knees out, try and sit into it a little. You can put a timer on every day and do this for a minute, and then maybe a minute and 5, minute and 10. Your hips will thank you and your lower backs as a result. Good, guys. pop yourselves up onto your hands. It's awkward to get out of. Bring one knee in, bring the other knee in. Just holding on for a second. My laptop has gone to sleep. Hopefully that didn't affect the recording. Sorry, you just got a close-up of me for a moment. Anyway, you're probably still getting out of your frog. We're back up to 4-point kneeling. We come up to our high kneeling position. I'm going to bring the left leg forward now, okay? So we're rocking forwards into that hip flexor stretch, taking a little time to get there and come back for a second. Get there and return. Woohoo, she says. Honestly, get a thick amount, Joe. And back. Come forward and hold. Remembering, keeping that diagonal. See, look, it happened to me. As I just was being lazy, got to stay forwards. Bring the hands forward rather than just dropping down and letting the bottom go back. We want to stay nice and long to get the most out of our hip flexor stretch. So from here, breathing in, exhaling. Good, breathing in and exhaling. Good, well done. From here, we bring our hand onto our knee. We slice the other hand up and over into our side stretch. Good, guys, holding it here. Well done. Nice. Lovely. We circle the arm round, we roll back, flexing that foot. Good. Just finding the stretch in the back of the leg. Maybe into our Achilles. That's it. Good. Rock forward again. And back you come, curling those toes. Remembering you do not have to go anywhere near where I am. That's it. Coming forwards. Nice. And rocking back. One more time. Coming forwards. And rocking it back. Holding here, lengthening out, maybe bringing that chest forward. See if that intensifies the stretch for you. It does for me. Well done. And then we make that little, we don't. We come up onto our high kneeling position and we flip our back foot so that we're in this open 90-90 position. We rock forwards and we come back. We're moving laterally now. Inhaling to open. Exhaling to come back. Inhaling to open. Exhaling to come back. And we go one more time. Lean and circle. Find that side stretch. And coming back. Come forward, up and over. And circle and return. Good. You can stretch that leg out, remember. Up and over. Last time. As we circle this time, we bring our hands forward, stretch our leg out. It's a good angle so you can see both legs now. Rocking forwards and backwards. Finding that inner thigh stretch. Remembering that if you're not feeling it here, you can drop down onto the elbows for a little bit more intensity. Well done. Good, guys. Feels good, huh? Rocking. That's it. Nice. Well done. And lovely. Good. We're going to now lie all the way down. So get yourself into position, rolling your weight back and finding relaxation. Start with spine curls. So we've worked our hips. We're going to start to work the glutes now. Breathing in. Exhale, tucking the pelvis, rolling our way up, bone by bone, lifting those hips, wheeling those hips off the floor, I should say. Then rolling down through the ribs, through the waist, through the hips, and relaxing again. So this is going to reset. It's going to get our spine moving. Inhaling. Exhale, tucking that pelvis, rolling our way up, sending the knees forward, opening the front of the hips, but keeping the ribs connected. And we roll back down again. Bone by bone. We do that 2 more times, guys. Inhaling. Exhaling, tucking. Rolling up. And rolling those ribs back down again. fully releasing. One more time. Tucking the pelvis. Rolling our way up. And rolling our way back down again. Well done. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee, letting that knee just fall forward. So we're in our figure of 4 position. From here we do a spine curl again. You might want to move your foot across or in. We breathe in. Exhale, rolling. Open the hips. Let that knee drop slightly, but try and keep your hips level. So we want to be lifting up and making sure that that right hip with your right foot crossed over isn't lower than the left. But we want to equally push the knee down. So we're really getting into the hips and glutes and hamstrings again. Rolling back down. We do 2 more with this particular cross. Tuck the pelvis. Roll our way up, opening the front of the body. And we roll back down again. Last time. Rolling up. That's it. Opening the front of the body. And rolling back down again. Well done, guys. Reach your hands through and pull in for your regular figure of 4 stretch, pressing your hand into your knee, pulling the left hand towards you. Apologies, the sound didn't record this last section, so I'm re-recording it. Hopefully this will work. We're pulling that leg into our figure of 4 stretch and then releasing. We're going to go to the other side. Left ankle crosses onto the right knee. We breathe in. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, roll up, opening the front of the body and rolling back down again and releasing. 2 more times. Inhaling. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, roll the body up, pushing those hips up nice and level and rolling back down again and releasing. Last time, tuck, roll. Good. And roll it back down again. Reach through. Find that figure of 4 stretch on this side. Pressing with your hand or your elbow into your knee and then pulling. So try and show you. Let's go like that. Pushing forward and pulling in at the same time. Holding any of these stretches for as long as you want. Obviously I've got a bit of a time limit for my class, so getting them all in, but just remembering the stretches. And releasing. I want you to roll onto your tummies now. I'm going to face you so that you can see the shapes that I'm making. So arms are coming out to the side, we're coming down. I'm going to lift up my right foot, come up and over, pull that right hand in, and get a really nice stretch on the left shoulder. Head can come down once you have worked out your position. Also find to open that left arm. That's it. Good, bring it back down again. Then we go to the other side. So lifting up, pulling in, and getting that lovely shoulder stretch. So I know we did full body, heads, shoulders, ribs, hips, and then our quads and our legs and our glutes, and we've gone back to shoulders, but this hopefully feels like a nice full body movement anyway. You're going to come back to the center, push yourself up through 4-point kneeling and into a downward facing dog. Again, another full body movement. Look back to those feet. Push the hands away. We're going to pedal the feet out. Haven't focused much on the lower legs. I think they're best done with a little bit of equipment. And by that, I'm talking even just a step. So you can just put your toes on a step and press your heels lower than your toes. Get a nice stretch like we're getting now, pushing away. Spiky balls really good for the calves, the Achilles, the feet, the soles of the feet. Drop down to your child's pose, stretching away, nodding the head, and rolling your way up. Hoping that you feel reset and that you enjoyed it.